are two newcomers set to showcase their skills on mixed martial arts' biggest stage. So who will seize tonight's opportunity? Clifford Starks or Dustin Jacoby? A former Arizona State University wrestler who has roared out of the gate in mixed martial arts with 7 wins and no losses. Clifford Starks is no stranger to elite-level competition, and he's ready to prove that tonight. But in Dustin Jacoby, Starks will be facing a fellow middleweight prospect who also doesn't know how to lose. Perfect in 6 pro bouts, Jacoby has finished all 6 of his opponents, 3 in less than 2 minutes, setting the stage for some fireworks to kick off tonight's event. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight matchup. Jacoby, 23 years old, 7 years younger than Starks, but 4 inches taller. It is Clifford Starks, though, who will have the reach advantage. Here's Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. Middleweight matchup. UFC debut for both these men. The lovely Sean Della. Great to be inside the Mandalay Bay Event Center in Las Vegas.
Right, gentlemen,
Jacoby.
come on.
And Starks. And here we go. Clifford Starks in the white trunks. Red and white trunks for Dustin Jacoby.
Interesting that Starks has a longer reach, even though he's a shorter fighter by 4 inches. And you see why, Mike. Look at the size of his back. Very, very wide. Heavily muscled. Both guys look in excellent shape.
Starks very much a wrestler, Joe, which is, as you've said before, the greatest base you can have. Learning the other aspects of mixed martial arts and learning and embracing them, which is most important.
Yeah, in my opinion, there's a pyramid of importance when it comes to martial arts techniques, and the base of the pyramid is wrestling. It is the most important, and at the very top is flying head kicks. You know,
when they land, they're fun to watch.
It's good to know how to do it, but you better have all that other stuff at the bottom.
Absolutely. Or you may be the one who gets kicked in the head.
Yeah.
See who engages first, both men.
Yeah, this is a crazy opportunity for these guys,
Yeah.
and because of that, there's so much pressure and nerves, and it's very difficult for everybody to settle in and just realize, okay, this is a fight. And sometimes it takes, you got to get whacked first.
Yep.
Some guy, you know, one of them has to connect first, and there it is. Clifford Starks just grazed Jacoby with that right hand, but neither guy is really fired yet. There it goes.
There they go.
Very
Good
nice
exchange.
right hand by Jacoby. Very clean right hand.
And he followed it up with a left hook. And again, he goes with the straight left.
Nice jab and good footwork as he moves away. Right after he landed that jab, slid right out of range of the counter.
Well, Jacoby has finished all of his 6 fights, 5 knockouts, 1 submission, so that tells you that he loves to strike and he's pretty good at it.
Well, right away I see, when I'm looking at the two of them, I see Jacoby is moving better. He looks a little more comfortable with his strikes, and Starks looks much more robotic, much more tense with his hands, how he's throwing them.
And that goes back to the point I made earlier where Starks still would say, yeah, primarily I'm a wrestler, but I'm getting better every day.
Well, that was a good right hand by Starks there. He's loosening up a bit. You know, we've talked about this time and time again, Mike. It's often, you know, you don't get to see what a guy is capable of until the second round.
Right.
Because the second round, they get loosened up and they have accepted the fact that they're in a fight. You know, oftentimes the first few minutes of the first round of a fight, it's like it has to register in their head that they're actually fighting. It's like, is this really happening? Is this real?
Especially when you've walked through the gates of the octagon for the first time.
Yeah, this is a dream for these guys. And here it is, the doorstep of their ultimate dream. Now, all of a sudden, they're professional fighters in the UFC. Boom, this is the big leagues. The bright lights are on them, and they don't want to make a mistake. And so it's very difficult to loosen up and uncork. And there you see Starks throws a nice right hand, and they almost ran over Steve Mazzagatti.
Yeah, and Starks in his stance, too. He keeps his right hand very high, keeps it protecting his head. It's in a good position.
You know, as we said before, Arizona Combat Sports, very good place to start out for this guy. You know, there's so much history behind those guys. They know what to do correctly. They know how to train wrestlers. They know how to get people ready for MMA fights.
Look at his right hand, Joe. See how high it is.
Yeah, good technique.
Yep.
But still, Jacoby seems much more confident with his hands, much more relaxed. neither guy engaging in any kicking technique so far. And for Jacoby, probably it's because he's worried that Starks is going to try to take him down.
Well, you'll appreciate this. Jacoby, at the age of 8 years old, was a junior black belt in Taekwondo, so a striking background similar to yours, and that's why you probably see more comfort in the stand-up game with Dustin Jacoby.
Yeah, he's definitely very good with his footwork and his timing and his distance. But neither guy is, you know, really grabbing the bull by the horns.
4 minutes into this first round. Matt Hughes, the Hall of Famer, octagon side, giving some support to Dustin Jacoby, who, of course, as I said, trains with Mark Fiore now. The gym has changed names because Matt wasn't traveling as much, but the hit squad was Hughes Intensive Training. So Dustin has spent some time with the Hall of Famer Matt Hughes.
Oh, there's the first take.
Nicely done.
And nicely timed.
Yep, half guard.
Jacoby's looking for a Kimura, Mike. He's got the underhook on the arm, rather, the overhook, and he is pressing on the forearm. He does not have control of the wrist, though. What he wants to do is grab a hold of the right wrist. He's trying to get to half guard first. He's in half guard, excuse me. He's trying to get the full guard. The right knee is being pushed down. There it is. Now it's full guard. Now he's got the wrist. This is a good position for him.
Final seconds of the round, though.
Very nice. Yeah, it doesn't have much time.
He's going to run out of time.
But what we're seeing is that he's hunting. He's hunting for a submission. He knows what he's doing.
So the late takedown by Clifford Starks may be the difference in the first round.
Counter punch with the right over the top, or you can come underneath too with it. All right. Hey, you gave him that first round. You came here to freaking shine, and you just gave him the first round. We got 2 more rounds. That's why we fight 3. All right. The movement's good, but why aren't we countering punching when he steps in? All right. He's going to look for the takedown at the end of the round. All right. He's willing to stand with you, but you're throwing me 1 punch.
And here we see a good exchange. There's a decent straight right by Jacoby. A good left behind it as well. And there Clifford Starks ducks under and gets the takedown, but quite honestly didn't get any offense off and was basically just defending that Kimura.
All right, let's go. Come on. Hey, first one's over. There's 2 more rounds.
Mark Fiore pretty honest in the corner of Dustin Jacoby. You came here to fight, let's go in the octagon and bring it to him. Take it to your opponent.
Yeah, and I don't totally agree that he lost that first round. I think really the takedown wasn't enough for Starks to win that round. I think it was very close, but I could see Jacoby having won that first round, but very good advice.
Yeah.
The way he said it, and, you know, get him fired up, get him thinking that he lost that first round, or at least introduce the possibility that he lost it. Nice straight left.
And it looks like already he's going to try to pick up the tempo here.
Yeah, he's got a solid jab, Jacoby does.
Very long and lean at 185, 6'4", 185.
He's got much more of a repertoire than Starks.
Yeah.
Starks seems to be sort of a jab, jab, jab. Here's the right hand. Jab, jab, jab. Here's the right hand. He's nice movement. See how he did that nice side-to-side movement before he uncorked that right hand? For Starks, he got that takedown at the end of the first round, but almost got caught in that Kimura. Yeah. And you know, you got to wonder what was going through his head there. Wasn't able to get off any ground and pound whatsoever. But at least he got the takedown. So you got to wonder if he's going to try to do that at the end of every round. Is he just going to try to steal a decision that way? Because standing up-wise, he's... Oh, spinning back kick.
Jacoby obviously respects the takedown ability of Clifford Starks, thus kind of staying at distance, Joe. But as you said, when he did get taken down, he was real close to finishing the submission, or at least working his way towards finishing the submission.
What I liked about it is he was doing everything the right way.
Right.
The way he secured the arm, the way he fought first to get full guard before he tried to attack it. A lot of guys will go after it first in half guard, and then when they lose it, they can get caught in an armbar. Classic counter submission attempt, and George St. Pierre lost to Matt Hughes because of that very technique. Went after the Kimura. He did not have control over Matt's body. Matt spun for a far side armbar.
Just about to the midway point of this fight.
Starks keeps looking for that right hand.
Yep. 3 wins by knockout, 1 by submission for 7-0 Clifford Starks. Born in Sacramento, California, fighting out of Tempe.
Starks landed a good left hand there.
Tempe, Arizona, the home of Arizona State. He wrestled there, as we mentioned. Just trying to close the distance here.
Yeah, Starks is picking up the pace now.
Let's see if he looks to exchange or if he looks to shoot a double.
Well, Jacoby's standing straight up. I mean, look how high he's standing. He's looking to strike. You can tell, you know, he's, yeah, there it is. There it is.
He'll take either one, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And let's see Jacoby off his back, doing a good job of tying up the left arm with his overhook.
Full guard.
Good head control.
Jacoby really likes the triangle choke. Pardon me, says it is his favorite grappling technique.
Well, he's a tall guy with long legs, and it makes triangles available that wouldn't be available to a shorter-legged fighter. But right now, he's not doing much off of his back when Clifford Starks is just laying there. He literally is just laying there. I mean, has he thrown one punch yet? There goes, there's one.
Tried to throw the elbow.
There's another punch.
Head control in the middle, Cliff. Head in the middle. Put your hands off the back.
Doing a good job of controlling the posture of Starks.
Well, for Jacoby, he's got to make Starks much less comfortable here. He's got to fight off of his back. He's got to either fight to get to his feet, or he's got to be offensive off his back. He already has the way in the positioning, the way Clifford Starks has his left hand. His left hand is on the mat, so that hand is in jeopardy. But meanwhile, Jacoby's not moving towards it at all. He's got a hold of the right hand, controlling the posture. Good left hand there by Starks. Jacoby needs to be offensive off his guard to keep Clifford Starks on his toes, because right now Starks is just comfortable laying on top of him here. Jacoby's not throwing anything up. He's definitely lost this round now because of this. This is the most significant damage that anyone's done so far during the fight, and right now, Dustin Jacoby needs to do something to counter this.
15 seconds remaining in round 2.
He tied his hand behind his back. What Starks has done, you see the left hand of Jacoby, he's got it pinned behind his back like that.
Final seconds of the round.
We call that a handcuff, and he's got that tied behind his belt like that. Good round for Dustin Jacoby.
Come on, get over
Excuse me, good round for Clifford Starks.
You got 5 minutes to find a way to win here, brother. Are you going to throw your hands or not? Huh? Are you going to knock him out or not? Huh? All right? Come on, he's going to get a takedown and steer it. I need your hands to be your defense. Put the combos together. Will you throw your right hand? Will you?
Breathe. Head up, breathe.
Jesus, throw the right and come back with the 3. 2-3. Hey, he's hurting now, all right? Don't let him take you down and hold you, all right? That was a minute and a half you didn't freaking open up your guard or do nothing. I need damage, or I need submissions, or I need you to get
Cliff, everything's perfect, right? Everything's perfect. Don't let him control your wrist. That's all he's got on the ground. Don't let him control your wrist. Let's look to stand up again. Now he's really worried about the takedown. He knows what can happen. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Cliff. Last round for your life, Cliff. Last round for your life.
The Lawley
Last round for your
brothers in
life.
the corner
Like
of Clifford Starks. I still really can't tell Trevor and Todd apart, to be honest
I
with you.
can't either.
Mark Fiore, Brian Foster in the corner of Dustin Jacoby. Ton of emotions when you fight for the first time in the UFC, and that's basically what Mark Fiore was talking about. You finally are here, fight. I mean, win or lose, fight tonight, and that's what he wants him to do.
He's doing well with the stand-up, but his takedown defense sucks. I mean, 2 attempts by Clifford Starks, 2 takedowns. And from that, you know, he has shown no offense off of his back. So for Clifford Starks, first round's a little shaky, got that takedown in the end, but the second round, a very good end of the second round, some good ground and pound. Good right hand by Starks.
Third and final round of this middleweight matchup, 7-0 against 6-0. Starks and Jacoby.
Jacoby has to throw caution to the wind here, Mike. He really, Mark Fiore was pleading for it in the corner, but he really does have to uncork his hands.
He tried to go with the 2-3 there and almost connected on the left hook.
And if he's got some kicks, now's the time to let him go. You know, I mean, he's thrown nothing but hands for 2 rounds, so his opponent is used to a certain amount of distance. Now's the time to throw techniques that violate that distance, like kicks.
Tried the one spinning back kick, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's basically it. But I'm noticing on Jacoby's leg, he's got a big scar on his right knee. A long scar that looks like he's had some serious knee surgery. So he might not. Oh, he got tagged there.
Looking for
Good
the knee though.
attempt.
3.5 remain in the fight.
Jacoby again. And Clifford Starks gets a takedown. Very nice.
Both men high school wrestling champions. Division I wrestler Clifford Starks in top position again.
Yeah, Jacoby, when he stands so straight up. And Starks is 3 for 3 with his takedowns now. Now he's in half guard here. Underhook, he's got the underhook. Should be able to stand up from this position. He's got that right hand trapped. The way the right arm is trapped, you know, Starks is not aware of it, but every time he puts his right hand on the mat, it's in jeopardy. But Jacoby's not showing any offense off of his back whatsoever.
I need you to work. I need you to open up your guard and go for stuff.
2.5 left.
Dustin Jacoby's got to get some offense going off his back, Mike. He's so far not threatened at all from this position. He's got the overhook. See how he grabs that overhook on the right arm? He's not doing anything with it. Once you grab the overhook on that right arm, isolate the right arm, and then he should be attacking. The way to attack is you shift your hips and you throw your left leg up over the shoulder and either go after a triangle or a shoulder lock or something, but he keeps going for that overhook and then doing nothing with it. He's got it again. When you're a high-level grappler, once you get that overhook from the guard, that's a tough thing to get. Guys aren't supposed to give that up. So when you get it, you attack immediately because it's a rare position to hold on to against an experienced fighter. Oh,
side control.
Messed up, lost it. Look at that. That's bizarre.
Starks jumps right back into half guard.
Well, Starks jumped right back in as Jacoby was going for a Kimura. So, like, he went the wrong way and went into a submission and went into the half guard.
Trying to work on it again with under 90 seconds remaining in this fight.
Jacoby, if he's going to get this, he's got to connect his hand to his wrist, and there he does. But he's also got to grab his right hand and connect it to Starks' wrist. Right now he's not doing that. Starks' left wrist, he's got to push his arm down, grab a hold of that wrist, and then pull that arm up. The way he's got it grabbed right now, he doesn't have that much leverage because he's high up on the forearm. He's got to go lower down towards where the glove is. That's the only way he's going to get the leverage to secure that submission. Now it's a little better. It's a little lower. But he's got to go lower still. When you're grabbing the Kimura and you're trying to grab it from the forearm, you don't have nearly as much leverage as when you're grabbing it down by the wrist. It's much easier to defend.
And Starks was keeping that arm tight to defend that possibility, Joe.
He was, but, you know, it's really that Jacoby didn't shift his hips and dig his arm down. It's a dogfight. He was at step 7 of 10, and you got to fight for 8, you got to fight for 9, and you got to yank that sucker up and try to finish it. And he's not fighting like a man who is in danger of losing his first UFC fight. But that's exactly what's going on here.
Well, now we have 20 seconds remaining in this middleweight matchup.
Yeah, and you know what? Starks is just playing it safe. He's on top. He's winning. He knows he won the second round. He knows he's probably won this round as well. For him, it's it's easy. There he goes. Now he's opening up a little.
Final seconds of the fight. And finishing strong is Clifford Starks. Starks and Jacoby go the distance.
Friday notice, baby!
And you just heard 5 days notice. And that's about what Starks had.
Woo! 2-day notice. Woo!
All right,
Now
here we
it's 2
see
days.
this is the first round. This is the first takedown. Starks had 3 takedown attempts and 3 takedowns.
Yep.
And Jacoby never even came close to stuffing any of these, but yet didn't attack either when he was down on the bottom. Now here's when you see him handcuffed. He's got Jacoby's arm trapped underneath him and pulled behind his back, and he's punching him in the face with it. It could have been a terrible position for Jacoby, but fortunately for him, the round was almost over when he got it. And here again, third takedown attempt, third takedown for Clifford Starks. And he got some good ground and pound off in that third round. Never came close to finishing it, but should win a clear decision.
Let's find out. Here's Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Clifford Big Cat Starks.
Well, just as expected, unanimous decision victory for Clifford Starks in his UFC debut. Chris Camozzi has showcased the will and desire to move up the rankings. Tonight, he fights Francis Carmon, who trains on a daily basis with the greatest welterweight in the world today. A stablemate of UFC welterweight champion George St. Pierre, Francis Carmon is a versatile performer who is adept at finishing foes on the feet or the mat. And in his most recent 5-fight winning streak, no opponent has gone the distance. That could frighten some foes, but Colorado's Chris Camozzi doesn't scare easily. And with wins over Zhongyi Yang and Joey Villaseñor, this Ultimate Fighter alum is usually the one doing the intimidating. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight matchup. The newcomer, Francis Carmon, 6 years the elder of Camozzi. Carmon will have the reach advantage. Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, the veteran referee for this middleweight fight from the Mandalay Bay Event Center. Francis Carmon against Chris Camozzi.
Ready to fight? Ready. Do it.
Here we go.
Here we go, big boy.
No touch of the gloves and a quick leg kick by the southpaw Camozzi. Carmon, a very good striker, good Thai boxing background, as well as jiu-jitsu.
That was a very nice inside leg kick Carmon landed.
On a 5-fight winning streak is Francis Carmon as he makes his debut tonight. 16 wins in his MMA career. Camozzi, 15 wins in his MMA career. So an even matchup with the experience overall. Of course, this the first time Carmon fights in the octagon.
Camozzi's landed a couple of good solid leg kicks of his own, and this Carmon takes him to the ground now. Camozzi looking for a Kimura on the left arm, cannot get it. Moves to full guard, 1 butterfly in.
And Joe, GSP very animated in the corner of Carmon.
Camozzi has an underhook on the left arm, Mike, and he's going to use that to stand up. And there he goes. Good knee to the body by Carmon. Camozzi's got a body lock now, double underhooks, and Carmon pummels under to defend. But Camozzi is moving towards the back. Carmon has to be careful here. Camozzi is slowly moving towards the back. If Camozzi can get past that whizzer on the left side, the left whizzer of Carmon is what's keeping Camozzi from getting behind him. But Camozzi could easily take him to the ground from this position as well if he wanted to trip him.
4 wins by TKO, 5 by submission. So as you said, Camozzi very well rounded.
Good takedown defense, good balance right there shown by Carmon. Camozzi doing a good job of using his head, Mike. Notice how he's pressing his head against the neck of Carmon here, keeping him from, getting comfortable in this position.
That's one thing that a lot of fighters don't utilize as much as they could, is that head fighting, is the battle, because you can put your opponent in a bad position with just some head movement and head fighting, as Camozzi's doing here.
Yeah, Camozzi is really showing his experience here, Mike. Good positioning of his head there. That is such an important part of this particular style of fighting, the cage, up against the cage. I mean, this is really a fairly new innovation when it comes to mixed martial arts training. Within the last few years. Back in the day, you used to think that having a guy up against the cage, was just sort of a step in the way to taking him down. But now fighters, use it to beat guys up. There's a good right hand by Carmon. He threw a nice kick and jumped into it as well.
Just past the midway point of the first round. Again with a kick is Carmon. Camozzi pushes forward. He landed a nice left hand.
Yeah, he did. That was a solid left hand there. And again, same position.
Wants the single.
Attacking the single, but utilizing that head.
Striking based is Francis Carmon, and George St. Pierre is throwing a lot of high praise at him and a good knee, and you can see why. Good clinch.
Good clinch, Mike. Look how the way he moves Camozzi around when he throws those kicks, or throws those knees, rather. That's classic Muay Thai.
Well, in any sport, Joe, as you know, your head leads the balance on or off, and you start tossing the head of your opponent around, you start to put him in the position where you want.
And he's got Camozzi down for a brief moment. Camozzi pops back up to his feet.
Again
nice
with a knee.
Knee to the solar plexus. He jumped up and turned the hips nicely.
And he doesn't need much room to throw those knees. We've seen a couple.
I'm impressed with his takedown defense, Mike. He's a tall fighter. He stands tall too, but he's got very good balance.
Tried to come out with a spinning elbow. 1 minute now on the clock in round one. Another inside leg kick. The classic strike from the legs when you have the southpaw against the orthodox fighter. And Camozzi pushes forward. Again, they're calling for the clinch. Nice knee.
You've got 45 seconds.
Let's work.
Faraz Sahabi in the corner of Francis Carmon.
Work.
The wrist control, very evident here in round one as well.
Camozzi from this position is holding. He's doing a good job of making it uncomfortable for Carmon, but he's not beating him up enough, not utilizing enough punches or knees.
15, come on, finish.
I mean, Randy Couture's the master of this position. If you watch his fights, when he gets a guy in the position pressed up against the cage, he's constantly working on him, constantly punching and kneeing, and that's the stuff that really breaks a fighter and wears him down. Camozzi needs to take a page out of Randy's book. And here we see Carmon with a takedown. Nice trip. Gets Camozzi down. And there's a decent right hand landed. Nice knee there. And ragdolled him around and threw another knee right after that.
Let him go. You can feel it. You can get him right now, okay? Once you let your strikes go, work to your right, work to giddy up. Don't forget your Raven, your Denver, and your Bronco, okay?
If you clinch, change your level, and double leg.
Here's
And
another drink.
if you got that single, like you're just holding on to it, it's wasting energy. Drop that single, go to a double. If the double's not there, then trust your strike.
Approche pas à la cage.
Okay?
Approche-toi pas à la cage. Respire. Oui, regarde le milieu, Zévé. Respire.
C'est pas une course, Francis. Fais les feintes, découpe la morceau.
On va pas à la cage, OK? On est prêt.
Born in Paris, France, fighting out of Montreal, Carmon Camozzi, California native, trains in Lakewood, Colorado. Round two.
Win this fight, Chris.
Carmon looking for that kick. You could tell he was trying to set it up.
What's he doing with his hands? He's going Wing Chun on him.
Had a little Anderson Silva with the hands, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hands to Raven.
He has had a lot of first-round stoppages. Not tonight, of course. Again with a straight kick.
He landed a solid right hand there, Mike.
So you know he's got some good striking skills.
Yeah, I think he might have hurt Camozzi with that right hand.
Level change, pop your hips.
A pro since 2004. One of 6 children is Francis Carmon.
Work off of there and get
Let's
back.
work.
To your elbows.
Has won tournaments, Joe, in Poland, Switzerland, and a couple of grappling tournaments in Europe. So he is not just in his mixed martial arts, but in his striking as well as his grappling, really competed all around the world. 30 years old. Turns him around, but not for long.
All right, Camozzi's got double underhooks here. He's got to utilize his position and work.
Good counter wrestling there by Chris Camozzi.
Yeah, he's holding on to that double underhooks, and up, Carmon pummels under.
Nice knee. Yeah, if Randy Couture wrote the book, it would be Dirty Boxing 101 by Hall of Famer Randy Couture.
Yeah, dirty boxing and utilization of the cage.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he really developed a bunch of excellent strategies and techniques for that very position.
So it would be dirty boxing in the cage.
Nice knee to the body by Carmon there. He's got
Both men trying to throw some knees too.
Carmon's got some real pop to that knee.
And you know, the thing to watch if you're at home is watch how he turns the hip. He turns that hip into that knee and comes from that side angle that generates so much more power. If you can really turn that whole body into that knee, it can do a ton of damage.
Yeah, the hip is what really generates all the power in that particular technique. Camozzi's not really getting anything done here. He's just sort of holding on to him.
Those are knees that are coming straight up, but effective nonetheless.
Carmone gets that Muay Thai plum clinch. Really see something. Now he's loosened up.
Yeah, he's loosened up. He feels confident. He may feel he's had the best of Camozzi and want to open up here. Kind of strutting across the octagon just past the midway point. Look for the knee and another knee. And another. Missed with the elbow. Carmone, 16 career wins, as I mentioned. Camozzi, 15 career wins in their MMA journeys.
He's got his back. Carmone's got his back. Camozzi is trying to get a Kimura on the left arm of Carmone. Camozzi, as he's defending, is snaking his left arm deeper and deeper under the left arm of Carmone.
My.
Oh,
nicely
beautiful
done.
Slam.
Nicely done, Francis Carmone. Just over 90 seconds on the clock here in round 2.
Camozzi's hooking these. Oh, look at this. Well, that was dangerous. He sat back on him. If Camozzi had jumped up, he could have taken Carmone's back there.
And Camozzi has good submission skills.
Yeah, he hesitated there. He had a little bit of an opportunity where Carmone did not have control over Camozzi's body at all, and he had his back turned to him.
Good shot. And another.
Big ground and pound. Carmone's very confident now, Mike, you can tell. He feels the momentum of this fight is going in his direction.
Well, George St. Pierre in your corner or not, UFC debut, it's treated differently by different fighters. Oh my
Camozzi's
goodness!
in trouble. He's in big trouble.
He waited for him to get up and rocked him.
That left hand really contacted.
Chris, recover! Chris, he's got 45 seconds!
Camozzi trying to hold on to the leg.
What's a guillotine?
He's looking for a guillotine. He's going under the arm, or under the neck rather.
What's a hand?
Good right hand by Carmone. Oh, solid right hand. Good uppercut. I'm surprised Carmone's looking for a takedown. Camozzi's a mess. His face is busted up, Mike.
15 seconds now on the clock.
Finish, you got
Just like that.
15
Carmone with some very good ground and pound, highly effective. As well as right as Camozzi got up.
Oh.
Round 2 is complete.
Late punch.
Wasn't that late? Was that late?
And here's a big slam by Carmone. And that was a good hammer fist at the end of it. Now take a look at this left hand. He got a right hand uppercut and a left hand behind it. And boom, that one put Camozzi in all sorts of trouble.
You can get this done. You can get this done. We need you to get this done, okay?
Let's do it.
This last round, I need you to get this done. Everything you do is right now, okay?
Let's go.
I need you to go, Chris. I need you to go.
Get that mouthpiece.
There you go. There you go.
Seconds out.
Leave it all out there, Chris. Right now.
Stop.
Let's go, Chris.
Let's go.
Third and final round.
Finish this.
Camozzi once again in a battle
Finish this to get
here
on
tonight.
the go.
Carmone, a very, very highly effective round 2.
I need you to go, big boy.
Carmone stands absolutely flat-footed when he's in front of Camozzi, which shows a disdain. Whoa, he's hurt him.
Nice combination
Oh,
uppercut.
brutal punches.
Swinging for the finishes, Francis Carmone.
Camozzi's fired up. Look at that.
Well, we've seen this from Camozzi before, though, Joe. He gets into a battle, and he loves a brawl. And you know what? Now he's been beaten a little bit. We might see the true fire in Chris Camozzi here in the third round. Nice knee.
Oh.
And again.
Well, you know what? Camozzi has been unable to take Carmone down, and standing up with him, he's getting battered. So it seems that this pressing him up against the cage is really the only offense he has at this point.
I like the quick uppercut followed by the right elbow by Francis Carmone.
Go, Chris! Go! To the Raven!
Watch for the straight left from Chris Camozzi. Because as you said, now his opponent Carmone feels very confident, Joe, but he's standing flat-footed right in front of him.
The best offense so far that Camozzi's been getting off is his leg kicks. He's throwing few and far between, but he has landed some good ones. And he's got this body lock again, but has been unable to take Carmone down. You got to think, Carmone is training at the same camp as George St. Pierre, and George St. Pierre is one of the best wrestlers in MMA. You know, being up there in Montreal, having access to those great Russian wrestlers, the Russian nationals that are up there. So much good wrestling training.
And that's the beauty of the TriStar Gym and Firas Zahabi is instead of going in and saying, hey, we got a bunch of great strikers, let's strike every day and improve what we're already good at, they said, all right, what are we missing? Let's go fix that. And that's what they've done with the wrestling.
Yeah, Firas Zahabi is a mastermind. He's very smart and very good at creating good strategies for MMA fights. You see, Camozzi's best offense so far has been his leg kicks. He's just not throwing enough of them.
A little show of the southpaw stance by Carmone.
That was a nice outside leg kick.
I mean, at times it really does look like Francis Carmone is trying to emulate Anderson Silva. Of course, there's not many people in the world, maybe no one, who can do that. Got caught with the left.
Well, if he wants to imitate Anderson, he should imitate the way Anderson stands, which is his footwork is much lighter, much harder to hit Anderson than it is to hit Carmone. That flat-footed stance. I mean, I understand that he feels a superior striker, but he's got him down again.
Can still get you in a lot of trouble, right?
Yeah, unquestionably. All right, Carmone is sitting up.
He's got some room to do damage. Gets it to full guard, does Chris Camozzi, but the clock becoming his enemy here in the third round.
Chris, overhook, attack right side.
Camozzi's exhausted at this point too, Mike. He's taking some hard shots.
Minute 40.
Écarte tes bras là, attention l'arm lock là, attention, bravo, attention le
Work away.
Tourne ton genou gauche vers la gauche.
90 seconds.
Oh, look at this. Carmone's just standing there.
Let him up. He's not working.
Just completely disdainful of Camozzi.
He's not working.
You see, he does that turnaround again. He did it again. At least that time he didn't sit back on Camozzi. Camozzi should attack legs here. He keeps reaching up with his hooks, but he doesn't dive on a leg.
Chris, you've got a minute.
Camozzi with that
good left hand by Camozzi.
That's what Camozzi wants.
Break and strike.
Camozzi's got to turn this into a brawl, Mike. He does not have much time here.
50 seconds now less, Joe.
Chris, I need you to strike. I need you to strike to win this.
40 seconds left. Both very similar type fighters.
Chris, you've got 45 seconds.
A half a minute from going the distance. Herb Dean's going to let him open up. Here in the last 30 seconds, Camozzi's going to look for a big knockout.
Powerful kick by Carmone.
And again, right up the middle. Camozzi swinging a miss. Camozzi with the flying knee.
Carmone's got his back now. Oh, big punch by Carmone. Again, Camozzi going for that Kimura. He's got to shove his arm through and dive on it. He's dropping down with it. He's got to yank it up and out. He's got to yank it up and out. He's got it very close.
Final seconds of the fight.
Oh! Little too little, little too late.
Wow. Francis Carmone and Chris Camozzi go the distance here tonight in Las Vegas.
Let's take a look at it. Little too little, little too late. Here's a big slam. This was earlier in the fight. Big slam by Carmone. Look at that nice knee to the solar plexus. And there's another one. Partially blocked there, but a lot of power behind these knees by Carmone. And here comes the right-left in the second round that really had Camozzi in all sorts of trouble. And here's the end of the fight. Kamosi finally dives on this Kimura, Mike. Look how close he got. And you know what? He did not even have control over Carmel's body. He was mounted while he was doing this. And that's part of the reason why he was unable to pull off the leverage.
And here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, the judges' scorecards are 30-26, 30-27, and 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Francis Limitless Carmo.
A victory by unanimous decision in his UFC debut. To hitting opponents in the octagon. And with his 2010 win over Tien Shaw, showed that he had the goods to compete on the elite level. Now looking to make that same statement is the Ultimate Fighter Season 13 finalist, Ramsey Nijem, whose stellar effort on the show elevated him to a new level in terms of fan recognition and respect from his peers. Now he just has to convince Downs that in a test of will and skill, he's the one who will get his hand raised. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight matchup. Danny Downs, 25 years old, 2 years the elder of Ramsey Nijem. Nijem with a 3-inch reach advantage. Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Josh Rosenthal.
Josh Rosenthal, our referee. The beautiful Ariani. Great to be inside Mandalay Bay Event Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. Ramsey Nijem making his lightweight debut against Danny Boy Downs. Downs in the green trunks. Black trunks for Nijem.
Interesting point, Mike. Before Danny Boy has ever thrown a shot, he's bleeding from his shin. So it must have been something that he had, and then warming up in the locker room, he opened it up. But he has, Ramsey Nijem attacking Danny Downs. Going for that single. He's got him hoisted up in the air. Good defense by Downs, but winds up on his back.
Long legs of Danny Downs. Nijem trying to go right to that game plan. Take him down, beat him up.
Downs is standing up, but he stood up without the underhook, and doing so he's giving his back. He's got to turn and get his left arm through, but he's giving up his back completely now. He's got to turn his back towards the cage and get his left arm under. See how he's trying to tuck it through? He's got to tuck that arm through and wind up. Well, Ramsey Nijem is slowly but surely trying to take his back. Now he's got an underhook. And they're back up to their feet.
Downs loves to strike. Oh, he got caught 1, 2, 3 times. Ramsey really coming out aggressively. Whoa, big swing and a miss. The Chuck Liddell overhand right.
Nice takedown by Ramsey.
Well, so far at 155, Ramsey Nijem looks really quick, very explosive.
It's definitely a better weight class for him. It's a little too small in the frame for 170 pounds. Danny Downs, he's got a hold of a single, and he's trying to duck under. And you hear his corners yelling out, straighten his leg, straighten his leg. Danny can shove his right arm underneath the leg and come out the back door. Ramsey's got a hold of Danny's head. Danny's got to be careful here.
Ramsey.
Good elbows there.
Yeah, making sure they're legal as well. You could see him kind of hesitate for a moment, Joe.
The left arm is underneath the neck.
Nice knee. And he waited till he stood up.
Wrist control. Come on.
Duke Rufus calling for wrist control from Danny Boy Downs, just 25 years old. Born in Chicago, trains in Milwaukee with Team Rufus Sport.
Ramsey again controlling Danny Downs here. Got his back. Good knee to the thigh. Nice knee there. That was a hard one.
Came in as a late replacement in his UFC debut against Jeremy Stevens.
He's got his back. He's got his back. Beautiful
job. Showed all
job.
kinds of heart.
That was
but he's in trouble here.
A brilliant job of taking the back. He's got the choke under.
Nijem trying to get the finish.
Danny's
choked him out here early.
Danny's got to go 2-1. He's got to get 2 hands on one. As long as he has 2 hands on one arm of Ramsey, he'll defend that choke. You hear wiggle, wiggle, wiggle from Duke Rufus. What they're trying to do is get him to shake Ramsey off the front of him and then come out the back door.
145.
In order to do that, he's got to get off that left knee. Ramsey's going palm to palm on him. He's got a gable grip. This is dangerous for Danny. Danny is in trouble.
Fight.
He's got full rear naked now.
Lots of time to work, Joe. Leaning into the choke.
Danny's got to pull down hard. He's got his right hand on the wrist. He's free.
And now he's out.
And Ramsey gave up the position.
Nice job. And Downs comes out swinging.
Ramsey just took a big deep breath, Mike.
Nice jab. Downs trying to get that oxygen back after the choke attempts.
Come on.
Under a minute here in round 1. Tia Zhang in a WEC fight against Danny Downs was very dominant early, and then that heart you talked about ended up being showcased by Danny Boy, and he won the fight in his WEC.
Jeremy Stevens looked very impressive in the fight with Danny Downs, but was even more impressive was how much punishment Downs could take and keep pressing forward. And he's got that choke again. This time he's got it on the chin, but you can still submit a guy with it on the chin if your squeeze is tight enough.
20 seconds. Trying to escape a very dominant first round by Ramsey Nijem.
He's getting clearly out-grappled at every stage once the fight goes to the ground. Ramsey's just all over him. He's unable to finish, but he's absolutely controlling him.
And a lot of those punches thrown by Ramsey Nijem landed in the first round, Joe.
Absolutely, and you can see the effects of it on Danny Downs' face. Let's take a look here. This is the beginning. Ramsey just charging forward. Good long jab. Jumped on him, got a hold of him, pressed him up against the cage. There we see it again. Long jab by Ramsey Nijem. And this is a brilliant job by Ramsey of dragging Danny to the ground, and look how quickly he gets that hook under. Flattens him out, had both hooks on, was unable to finish the technique and get the submission.
Let's go.
But it did a great job of controlling position.
Let's get in there. Just don't have to run him over. Just pop, 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 move. Be fast. When he punches, move. When he punches, move. Let's go. Commit. You're in great shape. Let's do it.
The lovely Shondella set for the start of round 2. Ramsey Nijem and Danny Downs. Second UFC fight for both of these men. Couple of fights in the WEC for Danny Downs. Ramsey Nijem, a finalist on season 13 of The Ultimate Fighter.
Danny Downs stands very straight up, Mike, and that's one of the things that makes him so vulnerable for the takedowns.
And I'll tell you what, the striking accuracy right now of Ramsey Nijem is very high.
Well, you know what? He got off first early in the first round and has just rode that momentum. Now Danny Downs almost has his back here. Danny's in a crucifix position. If Danny knows this technique, he's got to roll onto his left shoulder and pull Ramsey Nijem down with him. He's having a hard time breaking Ramsey's posture here, but he is in a crucifix here. This is an excellent position for Danny Downs. He's got to hold this. He's got to hold this and never let go of that left hook. He can't let go of that left hook. He needs that left underhook back. He's got to reach down with his left hand and control the left arm of Ramsey Nijem. Not with that arm, with the left. He's got to get it with the left and go deep with it. There he goes. He's got him in a triangle now as well, Mike. He lost the triangle. He's got to not let go of that left arm and make sure that he keeps his legs tight and wrapped around the right arm of Ramsey Nijem. He's letting that go as well. He's going to lose the position. He had a gift there. Yeah. He didn't even know what he had.
Well, Ramsey also able to power through that.
You know what? He let him out. He didn't even have to power through it. Danny let him out. And Danny's again trying. He's got a hold of the neck of Ramsey Nijem, but Ramsey's got him in side control here. And Danny battling to get that right knee back into place, and he does. Good posture by Ramsey, avoiding any armbar attempts.
And now he's looking for ground and pound.
Now Danny's got to go for a leg here. Once he's got his leg, that's it. There he goes. Roll him over.
That's the back of the head.
He's getting hit on the way, though.
What a mount. Brilliant mount by Ramsey Nijem.
Explodes into full mount.
But brilliant mount with the left arm trapped. And he can use that to take the back. Once the left arm is trapped, if he's got the back, Danny Downs can no longer defend. He's got the choke.
Wants the choke.
He's got the choke, and he's got the left arm tapped. This should be it.
Trying to choke him out.
This should be it. Ramsey should have it.
He gives the thumbs up for now, does Danny Downs.
Good job of Danny Downs.
What a tough kid.
He turned into his left shoulder to tuck his chin better.
Midway point of this fight. A good start here in the second round for Downs, but Nijum looking for a choke again.
Well, Ramsey still has the position. Note, he's still got that left arm trapped. Oh, man, that elbow is nasty. And he could crank a Kimura here as well, Mike.
Back to the mount.
Brilliant grappling display by Ramsey Nijum.
And that is, as we talked about before, that's his foundation, and that's what he said he got away from in the finals of the Ultimate Fighter, and he is truly sticking to his game plan, even as effective as he has been striking, Joe. He's utilizing his superior grappling skills tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The way he trapped that left arm in the mount was absolutely brilliant.
Let's go, turn.
And Danny's just getting dragged to the ground here. There, he's got it again. He keeps going for it. You know, the thing about these gloves is it makes it difficult to do the proper rear naked choke technique, which is you have the back of your hand where the padding is on the back of the person's head. So oftentimes guys switch it and go with the palm, which is not as effective and doesn't have as much leverage, and it's difficult to get deep on the back of the neck when you do that. So what people do to try to fix that is they go palm to palm. It's a different technique, and Ramsey has not utilized that yet. But if he does, I think he'll be able to finish Danny Downs. And I think he could have had that when he had Danny's left arm trapped. He could have went palm to palm and finished that off.
Under a minute.
Solid elbows by Ramsey.
On the clock here in the second round.
And Ramsey, again, is going to take that back. He's controlling Danny Downs by reaching under his right leg and holding his right leg and his hand together. But if he wants to, Ramsey can spin and just, yeah, he's got
again,
now he's got it very, very deep.
Trying to finish it one more time.
He's got to go palm to palm here.
Right.
He's having a hard time. See how the back of his palm is grabbing the back of the head. What he's got to do, since he can't grab it that way, Danny's defending, he's got to just go for a gable grip. It's right there. It's right. Oh, now he's got a body lock.
He went to the, he had the hooks and the body lock.
Yeah.
Now, again, he tries to finish.
Okay, now he's going palm to palm. He's got to go to the
15
gable
seconds
grip.
left.
You got 10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Well,
Downs tough to finish, but we knew that coming in, though.
Yeah,
we knew that coming in.
The Jeremy Stevens fight left no question whatsoever about his toughness, but he's getting manhandled.
Yes.
Let's take a look first at the crucifix position. Look how Danny Downs has this. He has the right arm trapped in between his legs. Note that. See how he's got that? And the left arm, he's got trapped with his underhook. And this was an excellent position for him, but he lost it. And now here, Ramsey mounts him, and he mounts him while Danny's left arm is trapped. And here he almost has it again. And again, he could have, instead of that position where he doesn't have, you see, he does not have the back of his hand against the back of the neck of Danny Downs. That's where you get utmost leverage. He could have switched to just a straight gable grip and probably finished that off.
Don't go in careless. Hands up, chin down. Okay?
Jason Mertlich, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. John Hackelman, longtime trainer of the Hall of Famer Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
Last round.
And still one of the most entertaining men in mixed martial arts is John Hackelman.
And a great cornerman.
Yeah.
Very calm, gives excellent advice, and is a calming voice of reason in the corner.
Duke Rufus said to Danny Downs, quit surviving and fight.
Well,
easier said than done, though.
Danny's working very hard on his strength and conditioning, and one of the things that you see from Danny is he's not a very explosive guy.
Right.
He's tough as nails, but the way he moves, you know, he's quite honestly just not a natural athlete. He's trying to enhance that, but look, as you see him throw these punches, and he's just not the fastest, strongest guy in the world.
And you're facing a man in Ramsey Nijum who's fighting at 55 for the first time, so naturally a bigger fighter than Danny Downs is.
And is unquestionably the superior grappler.
Yes.
Every single time they've locked up, Ramsey has managed to get the better of the situation, except for the brief moment where Danny Downs had him in a crucifix, but Danny seemed like he didn't quite know how to finish that. Now Danny's trying to get an armbar here, but the arm is way too high out. And he could go to the back here. Ramsey has him in a crucifix now. Ramsey has the crucifix now. He's going to show Danny Downs how it's done correctly because he's got it completely locked up here. Ramsey gave up the crucifix and is now moving back to the back of Danny Downs. He's slowly scooting his right shoulder behind Danny.
Man, he really wants to finish by submission.
The way he's moving, he just has no respect for Danny's ground game. He's putting himself off balance. He's doing all these different things that Danny just can't capitalize on to try to get to a better position. And he's just doing it because he's not worried about the ground game of Danny. He's able to control them so easily.
There you go. Keep the pressure on him. Keep the pressure. Keep the pressure. Pull him back.
He's got the back. Look how easy he took his back here. Just stepped right over it.
Under 3.
This has got to be so frustrating for Duke Roufus because this is what he's asked. Danny said, please stop surviving and go out there and fight.
Exactly.
That's really all he's able to do here is survive. Ramsey's just looking great at 155. I mean, this is, as far as stylistically, this is a perfect fight to show what Ramsey's capable of.
Ramsey Nijum, just 23 years old. Continuous strikes.
And note how he's grabbing a hold of the right arm of Danny Downs. He's got Danny's right wrist tied up, and Danny simply is not strong enough to break it free. He's trying to use his left hand to peel it off, but he can't. So he's defenseless here, and Ramsey's just teeing off on him. This is hard to watch. He's just getting beat up.
All kinds of heart.
All kinds of heart, but no offense.
Exactly. You'd like to see some fight from Danny tonight. Not that he doesn't have it, he's just not able to utilize it against Ramsey.
Yeah, and you know what? When he finally gets up to his feet, he's so tired from this beating he's taken and getting out grappled. He's got no pop in his hands. Now Ramsey's looking for a Darce choke. He's got it here if he wants it. Man, if he just slides his right arm deeper under the chin and let it go. Ramsey gets these great positions. He just needs someone to help him tighten up his submissions and his finishes. But, his positioning is outstanding. His grappling is very good. His control's very good. All the above.
Under 90 seconds.
Again, look how easily Ramsey just drags him to the ground and slowly, nonchalantly takes his back with that second hook. Okay, here he gets it again, Mike, but notice he still can't get the proper rear naked hook thing in. All he needs to do is switch to a gable grip. He's got him flattened out. Now pound him out here, and this should be it. He's got the body lock on. He's got the triangle. He might tap just from this body lock.
Good elbow.
If Ramsey deep arches his back, presses down with his hips, it puts tremendous amount of pressure on the spine of Danny Downs.
The Ivan Salivary.
Yes.
50 seconds, and Nijum wants to finish this fight.
Look, dominating performance by Ramsey Nijum. Yep. He got in some great spots, and I feel like with a little tightening up and some tutoring, he could have finished this fight in several positions.
And Joe, his hands looked very good early.
Everything looks good.
Yep.
And a great debut for him at lightweight. And 23 years old, Ramsey Nijum is only got room for growth and progress.
There you go.
He's got it again. But see, he's got the palm on the head. Instead of doing that, he needs to learn different grips. Because he loses it every time.
10 seconds remain in this fight, about to go the distance.
And this is just the icing on the cake here for Ramsey Nijum. Very solid performance by Ramsey.
All Nijum tonight.
All day. This is the story of the fight. Look at him. He's got his back, hammer fist, punches, controls the right arm, locked it up. So Danny wasn't even able to defend himself there. And here he's got him flattened out. He's got a body lock on him and just beating Danny up. No question who won this fight. And here you see Ramsey. So look how easily he takes his back and gets both hooks in instantly. Danny doesn't defend. He doesn't lift up his right leg to block the second hook. He just seems lost and beaten in there. And then he locks on that body triangle, rolls him over onto his stomach. Really all Ramsey Nijum.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 30-25, 30-26, and 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Ramsey Nijem.
A finalist on The Ultimate Fighter, Ramsey Nijem earns his first career victory in the UFC. The fire is back in the Filipino Brandon Vera as he looks to extinguish Elliot Marshall here tonight in Las Vegas. Despite his prowess with a striking game that has seen him stop the likes of Frank Mir, Justin Eilers, and Mike Pat, Brandon Vera has always claimed that he is more comfortable fighting on the mat, which may be music to the ears of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Elliot Marshall, who has finished more than half of his pro wins by submission. But if Marshall thinks he will get his wish for a ground war with the truth, he may just get surprised by the well-rounded vet, who may go back to his old reliable tools to secure an important victory tonight. Our tale of the tape, Brandon "The Truth" Vera, 34 years old, 3 years the elder of Elliot Marshall. Everything else is virtually identical. Here is Bruce Buffer.
After the action begins, our referee in charge, Kim Winslow.
Kim Winslow, our referee for this light heavyweight matchup. Brandon Vera facing off against Elliot Marshall.
Elliot, you ready? Brandon, you ready? Fight!
Here we go. Brandon Vera has outstanding Muay Thai. Black trunks, white and red trunks for Elliot Marshall. Watch for the leg kicks, watch for the head kicks. And the overall striking of Brandon Vera, right?
Yeah, all of his kicking techniques are outstanding. And it's notable that he comes from a grappling background. He was a very solid amateur wrestler before he ever learned how to strike. So if Elliot wants to bring this fight to the ground, it is not going to be easy.
I mean, Brandon was a 2000 Olympic candidate in Greco-Roman wrestling, had a wrestling scholarship at Old Dominion. Just, you know, things didn't gel there, but great point, Joe, and he's got good grappling under the tutelage of Lloyd Irvin, a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, as we said, he submitted to Florio Silva. He's very solid with his submissions. His kickboxing out.
Well, and that's what was always said about Brandon Vera, is that we're all watching him strike, and everybody would say, and he's even better on the ground.
Yeah.
But he was faring so well for a while on the feet, we never saw the ground game. Marshall, meantime, looking for his 12th overall win. Both men, ironically, with 11 career mixed martial arts victories.
Saw a very experienced thing there by Brandon Vera. Elliot went to check the right leg kick, so Brandon pulled it back in mid-strike.
Oh,
powerful left to the body.
And now he's pushing forward to knee. Now Elliot would like to do a little bit of this, tie him up.
Well, now that Elliot has that overhook, he's got to clinch down on that left arm and control the left arm of Brandon Vera, and perhaps even consider pulling guard. Elliot is very strong on the ground in all positions. It's just a matter of him getting it to the ground. He's got wrist control on the left hand of Brandon Vera, and he, like I said, he might consider pulling down very hard on that left overhook and throwing his legs up and pulling this to the ground by pulling guard.
Marshall, a competitor on season 8 of The Ultimate Fighter, coached by Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Frank Mir.
Let's go back. Open mat. We're not here, buddy.
Light heavyweight fight. Vera's out.
Yeah, you know what? Elliot let go of him, and I would have told him to never let go of him. Hold on to that guy like he's a cork and you're in the ocean.
Look at how he's on the toe, Brandon Vera, on his front foot. He is ready to fire, and he's ready to get all that torque and spin on that front foot and fire away as Marshall pushes forward. Tries to throw.
Good right hands by Elliot. Oh, he's got Brandon hurt.
Yes, he did, Joe. He came under and over very well.
It was a
very quickly.
Very solid right hand he landed there, Mike.
Not supposed to be here. Make sure we're breathing, B.
And look at this, Brandon Vera initiated the grappling here.
Remember, you're a part. Where's the knee inside? Where's my knee inside?
I love the up and down, the hand fighting that was quickly put forth by Elliot Marshall, and he connected on a couple of those shots. Somewhat buckled him on one of them.
Make sure you're breathing, B.
90 seconds. Marshall really in this opportunity as he returns to the octagon tonight wants to showcase his entire skill set and all of his talent. He knows he must do so.
Now's the time, man.
Nice knee.
Brandon loves that stomp to the thigh too, Mike, that Wing Chun style kick that he does. He's very good at utilizing that. You don't see too many guys use that. Anderson Silva likes to use it, but Brandon is using it a lot in this fight.
Back to the center of the octagon. 45 seconds on the clock here in round one.
You keep hearing Lloyd Irvin yelling out for that kick. He's yelling out, throw that push kick.
Marshall trying to land with the left hook. Under 30 now here in the first round. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Elliott's best success was when he really charged forward. When he's backing up and he allows Brandon to dictate the pace, he's getting outstruck. But when he blitzkriegs Brandon and makes it a dogfight, that's when he did well earlier in the round.
Final seconds of the first here.
And there's a nice kick to the body by Brandon Vera. And here Elliot Marshall gets some success, lands that little right hand there, throws a knee to the body, and this right hand was very solid right there. And that's the one that made Brandon clinch with him.
You throw combos, you do good. Okay? Okay. Ryan?
Feint and be aggressive. Go. Feint and then commit. If you don't commit, you're not going to get it. Just go, 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 and then exit. Just like we train. Yes, sir. Punch and strikes, exit. What are you going to do? Punch and strikes, exit.
You control the outcome, man. Don't worry about what he does. Worry about how you perform. When you're going, you're doing good, man.
Yeah, you're nailing him. You just got to keep doing that.
Yes, sir.
All right, have fun.
You see what he's got.
Oh, listen to Greg Jackson. He makes it sound like it's just so simple. That's what we're going to do. Bunch of strikes, exit. No big deal. Go out and fight.
Stay lefty.
Elliot Marshall training at the Grudge Training Center with Amal Easton, and also spending time in Albuquerque, New Mexico with Greg Jackson and Mike Winklejohn. Round two. Vera with the lead kick, and again inside. Oh, pushes forward nicely.
And that's what Elliot Marshall needs to do. If I was in Elliot Marshall's corner, I would say abandon the kicks. I want you to jump on this guy and punch him in the face. Just rush him.
Oh, almost caught him.
Elliott's got a single here. Let's see if he can connect. Good defense by Brandon Vera. Here you see the wrestling pedigree of Brandon. Very good takedown defense.
Right knee.
Trained at the Olympic Training Center with Randy Couture, Dan Henderson, Mike Van Arsdale, and others after the 2000 Olympic year.
And his controversial loss to Randy Couture actually had Randy mounted, which is a very rare thing to see.
That fight in Manchester, England, back in November of 2009.
And again, Elliott's jumping under for this takedown attempt, but it's going to be very difficult to take Brandon Vera down. You know, Elliot is not the best wrestler in the world. He's just a really good submission stylist. And if I was in his corner, I would be calling for him to throw punches and blitzkrieg Brandon. Be very offensive. And this is exactly what he doesn't want. He does not want Brandon pressing him up against the cage.
Go. Do not let him take you down. There you go.
Keep your head up. Make sure you're breathing.
Right elbow. Elliot.
Hey, there it is. I see it. Turning. You put it there.
Just over 3 here in the second round.
Brandon,
nicely
beautiful
done.
sweep. Very nicely done.
Just as the corner of Elliot Marshall said dictate, it's Vera who does that exact thing. Trying to posture up a bit is Brandon Vera.
But this is not all bad. You know, Elliot Marshall wanted to get this fight to the ground, even on the bottom. As we said, Elliot is very skilled on the bottom. Has a very good guard. We just need to see him use it here.
We don't let him get the closed guard.
And here, Lloyd Irvin saying, don't let him get the closed guard. They don't want Brandon to get out, excuse me, they don't want Elliot to get out that left leg.
Flip all the fence.
Yes, go.
He's got that underhook on the left side. He's trying to utilize it to stand up, but lost it.
Make sure you're breathing. Hey, my sister, right now.
Good.
Hey, now breathe. This is the position. You and Jimmy.
Looking for his first victory in a while is Brandon Vera. He'd love to be impressive and dominant here tonight, trying to improve his position.
Elliot with the half guard on one side and trying to get an underhook on the legs to try to sweep, but Brandon showing some really good base.
Here it is, break it. Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lloyd Irvin's a great corner, man.
Hey, your left hand goes get his hand.
You hear very technical advice from him here.
He's stalling.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. He keeps saying,
I love that. Yep.
Yeah, whenever he does what he wants him to do, he says thank you.
Hit him hard again. Thank you.
He's very technical in his instruction in the corner, too. Brandon, okay, Elliot gets back up to his feet, eats a knee.
You can hear Lloyd Irvin. You know what? And Joe, you can't underestimate how important it can be for a fighter in course of battle to be right in front of your trainer, right in front of the guy you trust the most.
And to give out very specific, clear advice. You know, I mean, it's been our complaint over and over again that sometimes cornermen are no more than like cheerleaders.
Right.
They're not giving you very specific instructions on what to do. And Lloyd Irvin is excellent at that.
Queen, guys.
As is Mayhem Miller, if you've been listening to this season of The Ultimate Fighter. I'm very impressed with Mayhem as a coach. And one of the reasons is that he's so clear and precise in his direction that he gives his fighters.
And being succinct is so important as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to say do this, then do that, then just take it one step at a time, right?
Absolutely. All right, Kim Winslow separated him. Elliot Marshall, got to let those hands go.
Yep,
That's
15
it.
seconds left here in the second round.
Hey, we're keeping distance.
Keeping distance now is what Lloyd Irvin says. Throw the head kick. Kick was checked.
Follow it up. Now.
And we finish the round. Let's go into the corner, Joe, of Brandon Vera and really listen to the conversation between Brandon and Lloyd Irvin continue.
Hey, bro. You need to take this back. You're doing good. You need to go. I'll get on that. Just pick up the damage. You have that range. You're having trouble finding this thing. Not the fucking I think so. Here. Stick with the push kick. It's working great.
When we're in distance, you're push kicking or howling kicking. You haven't given me no kicks. Try third round. Let's light a leg up. You know what I'm saying? Distance, push kick, give me a howling kick. Keep your distance. Throw your jab, give me a kick. That's all you gotta do. Hit no more.
Exactly. So you gotta double up on that.
Oh, not only double up, step in and then kick. You know, close the distance and get the kick.
Okay, let's go, guys. Come on.
Take this guy out.
So we look for the Holland kick, which, you know, and we've said it many times with corners too, Joe, is they're such students of the game. There's certain techniques that are called the Velasquez or the Hughes or, you know, the St. Pierre. Here it's different styles of mastering Muay Thai. And obviously a great Muay Thai background possessed by Brandon Vera.
Well, they call it the Holland kick, and one of the reasons is that Rob Kamen, one of the great Muay Thai fighters out of Holland, was famous for that technique. And Rob was one of the original Muay Thai trainers for Brandon Vera. Nice inside leg kick by Brandon.
And what we're referring to is the low kick. So watch that from Brandon Vera.
Yeah, it's like sort of a sideways side kick that he stomps the thigh with.
Answer.
He kicks, you kick.
Do it the Dutch way, as Rob Kamen would say.
Yes, keep going.
Marshall trying to get in and engage. But Vera, as you heard from his corner, is staying at distance.
Well, if Marshall wants to win this fight, he's got to use his hands. That's what seems to make Brandon Vera most uncomfortable is when the fight turns into a wild haymaker throw. And that's what we're talking about. He's hurt. He's hurt.
Marshall with an uppercut. Marshall trying to finish his fight. Vera holding on to the leg. Marshall pounding away.
Suck it in. Suck it in. Suck it in.
Wow.
Suck it in.
Brandon Vera back up.
He's hurt.
Trying to push him off.
He's still hurt. Elliot Marshall's got to rush him here. He's got to rush him.
Brandon changes his stance.
Brandon is still glossy-eyed. Oh, he's still hurt.
Lots of time. Marshall, just as you said it, Joe.
Put him up. Put him up. Hey, stay there, work your knees. Off the cage.
Brandon able to continue to intelligently defend himself.
That was very close,
that is experience right there for Brandon Vera.
Elliot Marshall's got to get free here. He's got to get free. This is his opportunity. Brandon could still be hurt here. He's got to break free and unload with strikes. But he can't. He's giving Brandon an opportunity right now to clear his head.
And a nice job done by referee Kim Winslow. She was right there as Elliot Marshall was trying to finish the fight.
He's just gonna push. He's just gonna stand there.
And Brandon did exactly what an experienced mixed martial artist would do. Tie his opponent up while he recovers.
Elliot has 2.5 minutes basically to break free and try to finish what he already started in this round. And Brandon Vera is doing a good job of holding on to him, controlling him, and getting his wits back.
We are at the midway point of the third and final round.
Elliot has got to push away here. He's got to spin Brandon out of this position. He can't be content to let Brandon push him against the cage here. Victory was within his grasp.
And as you said, he just pushed forward and took a big swing and connected.
That's it, he's free. He's got to let those hands go.
All right. Let's see what Vera has in return. What Brandon would like to do is be the aggressor here. Swing and a miss. Look at
Elliot
the
Marshall for the
takedown.
takedown. He's got his back.
Right up. You do right.
He's got his back. Let's see if he can get a hook. He's got one hook.
145.
He's got the overhook. He's doing it the right way, too. He's going over-under. He needs to connect his hands together.
And this is the true strength of Elliot Marshall's fight game.
Absolutely. This is where he shines. He's going for the choke. Oh, he's got palm to palm. He lost it, though. Good defense by Brandon Vera. Elliot so far only has one hook in, Mike. Let's see if he can get that right leg under and over. If he can get that right leg under the right leg of Brandon Vera and over and get the double hooks, he will be able to control the body much better.
They want Brandon to spin
now
and
he's got both hooks. He's got both hooks now. Well, what's going to prevent him from spinning is that overhook. As long as Elliot controls that overhook.
Bring your heel all the way back to his shin. Right heel back to his shin. Right heel
Under a minute on the clock.
Elliot Marshall has victory within his grasp here.
Right heel over his shin. Bring right heel to his shin and move your hips out.
Brandon's doing a great job, though. 2 hands on one, controlling the right arm, the choking arm of Elliot Marshall. Elliot switched to an arm bar! Brilliantly! Brilliant switch to an arm bar!
Trying to finish it.
He's got it!
Can he lock it in? Can he make him tap? Looks for the arm again. Trying to crank on it.
It's almost out, though, Mike. It's Elliot is slowly pulling it out.
Well, and you see the experience of Vera on the ground as well.
Yeah, great job by Brandon Vera pulling out of that arm bar.
Big third round for Elliot Marshall. Vera's on top, though. Elbows. They fight to the finish. Wow, fun third round between Brandon Vera and Elliot Marshall.
And Brandon just checked his arm. It might have got popped. It might have been popped and he didn't tap.
Good job, guys.
Because as soon as the round was over, he bent his arm and looked at it. Let's take a look at the replay again. That's where Elliot tagged him with that right hand. Look at this. Brilliant right hand by Elliot Marshall. Brandon is all kinds of trouble here. And there's another one. And here, Elliott had the back. Now look how he expertly switches to the armbar here. Just beautiful technique here by Elliott Marshall. And he's got that arm, and he's straightening it out. And yeah, that arm popped, man. And you see it right here. That's where it extended. And that's where it popped. And Brandon, Brandon looked at it at the end of the fight, checked it out. It must have been in pain. Great heart by Brandon Vera in not tapping, and great heart in getting through the punishment that he took there.
And look at how his arm is in the t-shirt right now. Here's Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision.
Brandon just looked at me and said he broke it.
All 3 judges score this contest 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Brandon the Truth Vera.
Unbelievable, Joe. That's what it takes to be a great mixed martial artist.
With a broken arm.
With a broken arm, he withstands and earns a much-needed victory, his first win since August of 2009.
And you know what? Kudos to Elliott Marshall for doing what he did there in that 3rd round. Had 2 tough rounds and had Brandon in all sorts of trouble in that 3rd.
Brandon Vera defeats Elliott Marshall. Always a guarantee to bring. Pelishevsky is an all-action warrior making his UFC debut after a long stint in the WEC that saw him defeat Anthony Pettis, Alex Karolexis, and Zach Mickelwright, among others. And not only will he be gracing the octagon for the first time, he'll be doing it in his new weight class at 145 pounds.
I'm going to be the bigger guy. I'm going to use my range. If he tries to strike with me, it's going to be a short knife for him. Obviously he's a good wrestler. He knows how to wrestle for MMA, so I'm going to have to be aware of that. But other than that, I'm not really afraid of anything else.
A longtime lightweight contender who almost always gave up size advantages to his opponents, Tyson Griffin finally made the move back to featherweight. And with the win over former title challenger Manny Gamburyan, Griffin tossed his name into the hat of contenders in the UFC featherweight division.
I've got great striking, I think way more dynamic striking than Bart. I can hit him from all angles, and if I take him down, I can finish him on the ground with ground and pound. So I'm looking to knock Bart out and finish him.
Coming up next, Bart Pelishevsky squares off against Tyson Griffin. Our tale of the tape for this featherweight fight, 28-year-old against 27-year-old. Pelishevsky 3 inches taller. Tyson Griffin did not make weight. 149, 146. Bart Pelishevsky will have a 2-inch reach advantage. Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. Mandalay Bay Event Center, the beautiful Ariani.
All right, gentlemen, bring it on, come on.
Here we go. Bart Pelishevsky, Tyson Griffin. Griffin in the white trunks. Bart Pelishevsky with the jab utilized early, Joe, in the black trunks.
Very solid jab.
Nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed.
Tyson fighting for the second time in the featherweight division.
Nice and relaxed. Be patient.
Right in between, up there.
There you go, there you go.
This the UFC debut for Pelishevsky,
nice
who fought many times in the WEC, including a victory over Anthony Pettis. A very seasoned veteran, 34 wins for Pelishevsky. Beat Zach Mickelwright, Alex Karolexis, and others during his time in the WEC.
That was a solid leg kick by Tyson Griffin as Pelishevsky turned towards his right.
Yes!
Griffin caught him taking that turn and slammed that leg in there.
Head movement.
Tyson tried to change levels and then come over the top with the left there. He ducks under. Swing and a miss. Lead uppercut for Pelishevsky. Inside leg kick.
Relaxed.
Yes.
It's funny how everybody's going for that front kick to the face now.
No kidding.
I mean, you see it
Anderson did it, Leoto
now.
did it, why can't I do it,
yeah,
right?
it's really, it's interesting that those two fights sort of changed a lot of people's styles.
Well, up the middle is an area that oftentimes is opened with even more simply a lead uppercut, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good point.
You know, or the straight up elbow.
Well, yeah, the uppercut that we saw with Gray Maynard versus Frankie Edgar, that was one of the punches that started off the trouble in the first round that Edgar had in the last fight, was that uppercut up the middle.
Overhand lever. Head movement, baby. Keep moving your head.
You know, the sport's evolving. People are adding different techniques to their arsenals and finding new holes. Nice straight right there by Tyson. And again, caught Palashevsky as he was turning, as he was cutting an angle. Palashevsky's continuing to move in that same direction, moving towards his left, right into the power leg and hand of Tyson Griffin.
And Griffin pushing forward now. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on the cardio of Tyson Griffin.
Well, his cardio is always excellent, but I think you mean because he lost so much weight.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he couldn't make the weight. He was 149, which is pretty off.
He just got rocked. Palashevsky pushing forward.
Oh, Palashevsky got him.
Look at the hands of Bart Palashevsky trying to finish this fight. And it is unbelievable. Bart Palashevsky, outstanding, with the victory in his UFC debut.
And Tyson Griffin still does not know exactly what happened. He's trying to get back up, but he's falling down. They're trying to get him to relax. He got tagged. Man. Look at this. This is what starts it. Watch Palashevsky there. He get him with that left hook, and then again with another short left hook. Tyson was scrambling here, and Palashevsky jumps on him. Look at this combination, Mike. Right hand, left hook, right hand. Left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand. Palashevsky did a great job of picking his spots too, Mike. Oh, and that one was the one that did it. Outstanding.
Joe, that first left hook connected right behind the ear, and there went the equilibrium, and here's the finish.
Yeah, what accuracy by Palashevsky. Just a great job of picking his shots.
Let's go, guys. Come on, we got TV. Let's go.
A successful debut inside the octagon, and that defines staying on your opponent and finishing the fight. Bart Palashevsky, the winner here in Las Vegas. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 45 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Bart Bartomas Palashevsky.
Successful in his first entrance into the octagon.
Hey guys, make sure you get the cameras behind you.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Bart Palashevsky. First of all, Bart, congratulations on your first UFC victory. And it must feel nice to do it over a veteran like Tyson Griffin.
Oh my God, it's a dream come true, guys. Before anything, Natalia, go to bed, baby. I love you. Dale, see you tomorrow.
All right, let's take a look at the big screen and talk us through this here. You caught him with a left hook early, rocked him a bit, and once you knew you had him in trouble, man, you swarmed on him.
Yeah, I've been preparing them. We had guys his size coming in, man, wrestlers, everybody. And right before we left, Brad Brendel right there, my ginger, he told me, you hit him. If you hurt him, don't get nuts. Pick your spot, land them right. So I did. I just picked the spots, man. Kill him. I think both broke both my hands. But
you think you broke both your hands?
I'm pretty sure. But it's so worth it, man. I love you. I love you guys.
Well, listen, congratulations on an amazing and exciting victory in your UFC debut. Bart Palashevsky, ladies and gentlemen.
Great job, Bart Palashevsky. Okay, he went a little bit nuts, but he did so very intelligently, and he gets the finish. The winner tonight by knockout. As tough as any cowboy around, Donald Cerrone has a master plan to be a UFC champion. His next assignment, take out Dennis Siver, one of the hottest fighters in the lightweight division. As the lightweight division's human highlight reel, Donald Cerrone's fighting style didn't change one bit when he came over to the UFC from the WEC in 2011. And his wins over Paul Kelly and Charles Oliveira have already drawn rave reviews. Tonight, he looks to finish his year in style.
They say Dennis Siver has the best kickboxing. I don't believe he does. He has just, flashy striking, unaffected flash of striking. And I'm gonna show the world what real good kickboxing tonight looks like and beat his ass.
Die-hard fight fans already knew that Germany's Dennis Siver was good. But it was over his last 4 fights that they got to see just how good he was as he defeated Spencer Fisher, Andre Winter, George Soteropoulos, and Matt Wyman in succession. A win over Donald Cerrone, and Siver may be looking at a title fight in 2012.
Ich bin froh, dass Donald Cerrone mich nur als einen Kickboxer sieht. Dadurch unterschätzt er meine anderen Fähigkeiten und das Ergebnis dafür wird dasselbe sein wie immer. Er wird dafür mit einer Niederlage bezahlen.
Our tale of the tape for this lightweight matchup. Siver, 4 years the elder. He is much shorter. Cerrone will have a 3-inch reach advantage. Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for this lightweight fight. Mandalay Bay Event Center. Dennis Siver. Donald Cerrone.
Ready, fight. Ready. Let's do it.
And we are underway. Quickly coming out is Cerrone, and right to the midsection.
Powerful switch kick by Cerrone.
Look at that.
Got to be careful those hands of Siver.
Absolutely. And those hooks are vicious too. He went with the kick and then went with the double hook. Oh, there's that karate kick.
There's that front leg roundhouse kick with no switch to it. And that's one of the reasons why it's so sneaky.
And as you pointed out in a previous Siver fight, not quite as powerful as the switch kick, but with Siver, almost.
Yeah, not quite as powerful, but it lands. And, you know, kicks are so powerful anyway because of the size of the muscle of the legs and the weight of the bones. It's a very deceptive kick because everybody else throws it with a little switch to it.
He's in big trouble. And he grabs onto the leg.
Cerrone has an outstanding ground game, though, Mike.
And again, he rocks him. Cerrone trying to finish it early.
Yeah, Siver's just holding on for dear life here.
And doing a good job of it, though.
Well, that's what he's got to do. He's got to clear the cobwebs here. He cannot let Donald Cerrone get loose and tee off on him.
Halten! Halt ihn fest! Schön festhalten!
Good start for Cowboy Donald Cerrone.
Siver's throwing some strikes now, so he seems to have recovered a bit. At least he's got his balance enough to the point where he feels confident to throw knees and stand on one leg. The more time he can do this, the more he can get his equilibrium back, clear his head.
That's it. Go get some, Donald Cerrone.
Great Jackson. Go get some, Donald Cerrone.
That was hilarious.
That's about the most emotion I think I've heard from Craig.
Uh-oh. Siver just tagged him.
Yeah.
Siver just tagged Cerrone.
Well, we've seen Siver in many good battles inside the octagon, and we've seen Cerrone do the same not only in the UFC, but in his very successful WEC career. It's a big fight at 155, Joe.
It absolutely is. Cerrone has to be careful. He can't get too real. Oh, he tagged him again!
Inside leg kick followed by the right hand, and he's in trouble.
Siver's in all kinds of trouble. Cerrone's going to choke him. He's going to choke him.
Going to try to finish it right here.
It's over. He's got it.
Going to choke him out.
He's got it, and he's got his arm trapped as well. He's going to go palm to palm. That's it.
It is all over.
Outstanding.
Donald Cowboy Cerrone remains unbeaten in the UFC.
And on a tear, man. That guy is improving every time we see him.
Inside leg kick followed by the punch, connected not once but twice, and helps to finish the fight. Boom, right there.
Yeah, it was inside leg kick, and I think it was a high kick that actually hurt him first. Yeah, it was the same kick. Yeah, that was the first one that hurt him.
And here's the one that's going to finish it. Oh,
crack. And the thing that makes Donald so dangerous is he throws all these wild kicks because his ground game is so good. He's not worried about being taken down. And here we see it. Look how quickly he got those hooks in, flattened them out, adjusted his grip, couldn't finish it this way. And he's got, what you can't see here is he's got Siver's right arm trapped underneath his legs as well. So Siver only has one hand to defend with and gets that tap.
That's 6 straight wins for Donald Cowboy Cerrone. He's 4-0 in the UFC, and here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 22 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
Cowboy, a winner in 2:22 by submission.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Donald, another devastating victory. You are knocking on the door for a title shot, my friend, with performances like this.
Thank you very much. I'm just here to keep fighting. Hell, I want to get another fight in December, so if I can do that, that'd be great.
Well, listen, man, you've had two really dangerous opponents and two spectacular results. And let's take a look at this one right here. You caught him with a beautiful high kick to start off his problems. Look at that switch, and then ba-boom.
Yeah, I wish I had a little more power on. I should have turned my hip over a little bit, but that's all right.
That's funny that you're critiquing a pretty spectacular performance, but you did an amazing job, and Dennis Seaver's a tough guy, and here you got the finish. You had his arm trapped, full rear naked choke. How happy are you with your performance, and what's next?
Oh, man, I'm super happy. I'm going to go be a pirate for Halloween, so I'm pretty excited about that.
All right, well, good luck with Halloween. Congratulations on another awesome fight. Donald Cerrone, ladies and gentlemen.
The Cowboy becomes a pirate, and he wins again tonight here inside the Mandalay Bay Event Center. Cowboy the victor. We begin at 145, a longtime MMA star who holds multiple titles in Japan. Hatsu Hioki makes his UFC debut against George Root. Much has been made of the arrival of Japanese star Hatsu Hioki in the UFC, and for good reason. But in George Root, he will be taking on a fighter who is at his absolute best when seen as the underdog, making this a precarious first step for the newcomer.
私が UFC に来たのは世界一のファイターだと証明するためです。そのためには今夜ジョージ・ループを倒さなければいけないと思ってます。
Hioki's going to be my toughest fight to date, but I'm going to bring the fight to him, so I'm going to put him on the octagon cage and I'm going to pulverize him.
An Ultimate Fighter vet who has fought everywhere from lightweight to bantamweight, George Root has settled in at 145 pounds. And with knockout wins over favored foes, Chan Sung Jung and Josh Crispy, he's not just here for the ride. He's got featherweight gold on his mind.
This is going to be a tremendous fight. This can go 3 rounds, this can go 1 round, but I plan on finishing him in spectacular fashion.
Former Shudo and Sengoku champion Hatsu Hioki has dominated the Japanese scene over the last 4 years, going 12-1-1 while establishing himself as one of the top featherweights in the sport. But tonight, he begins his quest for a UFC title, and the stakes have never been higher.
今夜の試合ではスタンドでもグラウンドでもどちらでも構わないですが、最後はフィニッシュしたいと思ってます。
Our tale of the tape for this featherweight fight, 28-year-old against 29-year-old. Little taller is Root, but it's Hioki with a slight reach advantage. The veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 29-28, Hioki, 29-28, Root, and 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Hatsu Hioki.
Hatsu Hioki earns the split decision victory in his UFC debut.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Hatsu Hioki. A very close fight. Were you surprised by the victory?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's tough.
George Root came at you very aggressive. Did you expect that? What type of fight did you expect from Root here tonight?
Yeah, he was stronger than I expected.
Stronger than you expected?
Yes.
Well, welcome to the UFC. Congratulations on your victory. You are internationally known as a very skillful fighter and a very welcome addition here to the featherweight division.
I want to say something to the world. Even though we are in a tough situation, Japanese MMA is not dead. It's time to change. check our fight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hatsu Hiyoki, ladies and gentlemen.